Okay, I know this might sound kind of weird to most people, but as you start to age and you get up, I'm 36 and a half years old. And I know ever since we come into this world and we're young, we're always told things like, you can do it, you can win, you can be whatever you want to be. And yes, you can be whatever you want to be. You can win sometimes in life. Yes, that's possible. And you can do whatever you want to do. Yes, this is all true. But when you actually get brutally honest, when you get completely and absolutely real with yourself, you realize that no matter what you do, and this is really, really hard to accept for most people. I know for me it's kind of hard to accept too. But it's the fact that all of us, the only place that we're going is down. The only thing that we're heading towards is the grave. We're all losing this game of life every day. We're breaking down. Even if we can't see it, we're breaking down. Our body is making changes every single second, and we don't even see that that's happening. But see, the reason I do not like speaking with other people out here and I don't like talking to them is because they are on this thing where they're like, well, let's be positive. Let's keep trying. Try. Have faith. You can do it. You can be a winner. You will get there eventually. And it's like this kind of talk. This is why we're so stressed out. This is why we have so many problems. This is why we get depressed. This is why we have most of these things that go on with us, because we get attached to things. And listen, like I said, everything is a contradiction. Everything is hypocritical of itself. You say don't get attached, but it's almost impossible not to be attached to things while you're in this world. It just all has to do with levels and degrees of things. And it's like letting go of things too. It's like the mind is continually trying to hold on to things. And I know all this happens for me, so that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm getting it out and I'm venting it, because I'm still scared of things. I still have my own fears. I still go through these things that I go through, but I realize it's like I know that I'm going through them. I know that I'm living through it and it's happening. But it's almost like I got to this point where I'm really not facing things like I used to, because I just want to block it all out. And I think that is the wrong approach. That is so wrong for me to do, because when I start blocking shit out and I don't face my fears and I don't go head on with something and I don't confront it, all that it does is it builds up into this big ticking time bomb kind of person. And I start getting agitated, I start getting angry, I start getting upset, I start building up these emotions, and it just builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And this is why I have a problem with this whole thing of just be positive. Look on the bright side. You can do it. Keep trying. Just keep going. You're a winner. Get motivated. All these people that talk this stuff, it's like, yes, their intentions may be good for you. They want to see the best for you. And I'm not telling people just completely give up and die. That is not what I am saying. See, people, this is what I mean by when we give a label to something. Everybody always sees something as negative or positive, something as uplifting or bringing you down. And see, my message is neither. It's neither either. That's why I gave myself that nickname, that moniker, neither either, because I am not for the superhero or the villain, but I'm not against the superhero or the villain, because I know that I am both things. I know that I am everything. So how can I judge the one thing? How can I judge anything when I'm both things? And when you come to realize that when people are either on this positive or you can do it, get motivated message, or they're on this, oh, everything's so screwed up and my life sucks and I just want to give up and die. And I am not for either one, but I am not against either one, because I understand them both. I understand why each person does what they do. They're just coping with life. Even if I don't like what you're doing, or you don't like what I'm doing, or I don't like what the world is doing, that is the way that they need to cope for themselves. And it's like, what can you say to other people? What can you really can't tell anybody anything. I mean, people they're gonna take things the way that they take it. I mean, they're gonna learn if they want to learn. If they don't want to learn stuff, they're not gonna learn nothing. If you don't want to do something, then don't do it. Don't force yourself to do anything. See, this is my problem with the whole try message. Just keep trying, dust yourself off and try again. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But here's the thing though. See, here's the contradiction. Here's the hypocrisy. But I would tell people, don't just let your health go. Don't just start eating greasy food and oily stuff that'll give you heart disease, and you'll have to, have congestive heart failure and all this. I'm not condoning or against either thing, because I know how both things are. But I would tell myself to eat healthy for myself so that I don't have to suffer while I am alive. Now, am I cramming this down your throat? No, I'm not cramming this down your throat. I'm not telling you have to do anything. But at the same time, it's like you tell people, don't give up and die. But at the same time, you're not forcing anybody to do anything, and you don't want people to try. Because if you're trying, then what you're doing is you're forcing yourself to do something. Trying is the stupidest word I think in the world, is try. It's like, you can't try to do anything. You either want to do it or you don't want to do it. Like for me, I can't say that I am trying to do a video right now. I'm doing a video because I want to do a video. I can't say that I'm trying to walk to the store and get food. No, I'm walking to the store because I have to go get food and I got to pick up my medication. And do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do it. But I have to do it for the sake of me to survive and to get by. And do I get tired of surviving and stuff sometimes? Yes, I get tired of it, and it gets old, and it's like, okay, I did this 1,001 times before. But it's basically what I'm saying here is I just always hear it's always a one-sided issue with people. It's always it's always either completely down and out, completely negative, completely I don't give a shit about anything. And I would tell people don't give a shit, but care when you have to care. And then I'm not for this whole be positive, put on a smiley face, because then you're hiding stuff. Then you're covering up what is really going on with you internally. You're not showing things. You're not putting stuff out there. You're not getting it off your chest. And then what do? We start stressing. We start getting depressed. We start getting all this anxiety. We start feeling like we don't want to go out. We don't want to talk to people. We don't want to do anything. And I know what that is like because I go through it a lot of the times. I'm not saying all the time though, because there are days where I don't feel like that, and then there's days where I do. All right. So it's like, see, it's with me, like I said, there's days where I want to do things and days where I don't want to do things. And then there's days where I feel better about myself and days where I don't feel so good about things. So it's always this thing that's like going left and right, up and down. It's the circus. It's the circle of life that's happening. And all that I'm saying here is, when we are so one-sided with things, I think we're missing a part of life where instead of us suffering and going through this thing that we're going through continually, and it's all the time, and we're bashing ourselves and we're beating ourselves to death. And I understand, yes, there are people that do not like their circumstances and they have to do those things to survive. I completely understand that. I completely understand that. And you really can't say anything to anybody. There's nothing to say. I mean, it's like, the only thing you can do is if you care for yourself, then you're going to eat healthy. You're going to live the healthiest you can if you care for yourself. If you don't care for yourself, then you're going to do unhealthy things and you're not going to care for yourself. It all comes down to the individual person, what they want to do. You cannot tell anybody or convince anybody to do anything other than what they're going to do. So it's like, but the thing is, I want to be honest with myself here. I don't want to bullshit myself, because I can tell myself all I want that I'm winning and I'm doing something for myself. And I do that in order to survive while I have to. But I know where I'm going. I know this whole thing is going downhill. I know that I'm heading to the grave. I know that my life is just a short blip on the scale of the universe. And I can't do anything about it. I'm completely powerless to change what is going to happen. I can't stop that from happening. And I think if we get real with ourselves, at least it can be a little bit better for us. You know what I'm saying? If we get absolutely real, because I hear channels talk about what they talk about, and you're being real with yourself, but I think you can get in this habit of downing yourself too much. I think you can get in this habit of saying things just too much, and then you're putting more pressure on yourself than what you really have to. And see, I'm not going to do that. But when I have something going on, yes, I'm going to talk about it to get it off my chest. And if something is going well, then I will say, look, this is going well for me right now. Someone might need to hear that at one time. But it's like you can never watch a video and think that that person is feeling the same way or they're doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because life is continually changing. People are continually getting older and things are happening. And we just get so attached to these labels. We get so attached to thinking, I have to be positive for the world, or screw the world, I'm just going to be completely negative about everything. I don't see life like that for me at all. I see it as I'm both things. I understand both things. You know what I'm saying? I am the good and the bad. I am down and out and on the top of the mountain sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm on a high sometimes. But like, what can you do? It's just the process of life. It is just a carnival ride that we're on. The carnival ride is going to get rusty. It's going to break down over time. You know, it's the more that you're honest with yourself, it's kind of like the less you will have to talk about, because you've already talked about everything that you possibly could. So there isn't really too much more to talk about. I mean, I'll be honest here. I don't really have much more to say. Not that I'm not going to get on here and talk about stuff, but I'm focusing on my art stuff now. I'm focusing on my music, my writing, and stuff like that. And I know I've been saying this on this channel, but that's what I do in my spare time. That's what I do to keep myself occupied. That's how I cope. That's how I stay busy with things. And that's what I'm saying on here. I just want to inspire someone to do that for themselves, to find something that they like doing, or a hobby that they have, that they do not have to sit and torture themselves or sit and think about all this shit, because I know how it is. I know how it is when you're sitting around and you want to do something, but there's nothing to do, or you know, you feel like you're not getting your point across, or nobody's listening, or nobody cares. I know all those emotions, you know, I know every single one of them, and I can relate to every one of them. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going from here. I don't really know what is going to happen, because it's really weird. Like, this is something that I want to do and I like doing, but it's almost like I'm boring myself, but it's like I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to do it and I want to get some shit off my chest, but I did this so many times. I mean, I did this so many times before. It's like it's just like this repeating pattern, and it's like I want to do different things. I want to discover new things and do new things, and that's why I say, like, I'm not completely just dead yet. I want to do some things with my life before I do die, before things do get bad. And it's like I'm just accepting these things for what they are, because I know it's what they are, and I'm not going to lie to myself. And I think it's just a very bad thing when we're lying to ourselves, when we're telling ourselves fairy tales and we're in denial. I think being in denial is a horrible way to live, is being in denial, you know? And I'm not going to lie, I've been having some rough days, you know? I had another death in my family. I've been having a couple rough days. I got to go to a funeral in a couple hours. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. But I know when I go, I'll feel a bit better about myself, and then life will go on and I'll do it again, you know? So it's like you got to get used to the madness. It's like you got to accept that this is chaotic. Everything is chaotic, and everything is going to keep being chaotic. So what can we do in the chaos to stay as stable as we can? You know what I'm saying? How can we balance this thing out? Basically, that's what we're doing. So I'll let y'all go. I gotta go. I only got like 2.5, 3 hours here before I gotta go, and it's gonna take me about 1 hour and 40 minutes to walk down here and back. So stay up and do what you gotta do. That's all you can do. And I appreciate the support. I appreciate any donations. More is on the way, but I'm not going to force myself to upload anything. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of videos. I just don't upload them. You know, I do a lot of videos. I only upload like 1 out of every 4 videos I do. I don't know why, but I do. I know that don't make any sense, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm blabbing and I just feel like I'm not really talking about anything. And I don't like feeling that way, you know? But anyway, I'll let y'all go with that. Maybe that can help a little. Who knows? I don't know. Just putting it out there into oblivion. Later.